Welcome, my dear student, in the new subject and in the new semester. As you are in a 8th semester, that is the last stage of engineering. And in this last stage of engineering, you are studying the subject of embedded system. And I, Professor Abhijit Kabande, will teach you this subject embedded system. Now, in this video, we try to discuss about embedded system. Actually, this embedded system is the combination of the three different subjects. As we already discussed, or as we already teach, the first term, that is a microprocessor. Then after that, some parts of microcontroller, and that inbuilt with the ALP, that is assembly language programming. And if we combine that three parts in one form, the new system is to be formed, which we call as embedded system. Now, what is the embedded system? What the content of embedded system? That all parts that we will try to discuss in this subject. So let us see first the content of this embedded system. There are totally, as university syllabus oriented, there are totally 6 units. As the first unit, unit number 1, that is introduction to the embedded system. Here in this unit number 1, we try to learn what is embedded system. Actually, what is in the embedded system? We also try to differentiate this embedded system with our general computing system. What is the difference between general computing system and our embedded system? Then the history of that embedded system, how it to be formed. Then after that, we try to discuss the classification of that embedded system. We also try to discuss the major application areas and the purpose of the embedded system, that where that embedded system will try to use. Then also we discuss some components of the embedded system. There are some components like a general purpose and domain specific processor. We try to also discuss here, and also we discuss the memories of the embedded system. So in short, this unit number 1 is a simply introductory part of the complete embedded system, and then after completing the unit number 1, we will try to switch over to the unit number 2. In the unit number 2, we try to discuss the components of embedded system, that which are the components that we will use in the embedded system, that is sensor, actuators, communication interference, then embedded firmware we also try to discuss, and other components. Along with that, we try to discuss the characteristics of the embedded system, that which are the characteristics of embedded system, that is quality attributes of the embedded system, and we also seen some example of the embedded system like a washing machine, automotive applications like that. Also that in after completing unit number 2, we try to switch to the unit number 3. In the unit number 3, we try to discuss the introductions to 8051 microcontroller. Here from unit number 2, in unit number 1 and 2, we try to discuss some basic parts of the embedded system. After completing the basic part of embedded system, we try to switch to unit number 3. In unit number 3, we try to discuss the controller, that is a microcontroller which is available in the embedded system, that is 8051 microcontroller. In that unit number 3, we try to discuss the introduction of 8051 microcontroller along with their architecture, along with the memory organization of that, along with the register, oscillator unit, ports, 8051 interrupt system, timer unit, and the serial port and the power saving mode of the complete parts of the 8051 microcontroller. Okay. Then after completing the unit number 3, we will try to switch over to the unit number 4, the programming of the 8051 microcontroller. Here we try to discuss the programming whichever or whatever we use in the microcontroller. We try to discuss that programming of 8051. In that we try to discuss the addressing mode of 8051. 8051 instruction set, data transfer instruction, arithmetic instruction, logical instruction, boolean instruction, program control transfer instruction, assembly language program of the embedded system firmware development, like that. These are the basic important points we try to discuss in this unit number 4. After completing unit number 4, we try to switch to the unit number 5, that is programming in the embedded system. Now Up to unit number 5, 4, we will try to discuss the basic of embedded system, microcontroller, and along with this programming. When we start unit number 5, we try to discuss the programming in embedded C. That is the review of various constructs in C, constant declaration, volatile type qualifier, delay generation, and infinite loop in embedded system C, coding interrupt service routines, subroutines, recursive and non-rendered function, and dynamic memory allocation. These are the important points of unit number 6 that we also discussed. After completing unit number 5, we will try to feature the unit number 6. Up to the unit number 5, the complete part will be the same, independent on each other. But the last important unit is the unit number 6. That will be some parts will be different, and that will work on the real-time operating system, that is RTOS. So VX works real-time operating system. In that we see the characteristic of that RTOS, real-time kernel, and then hard and soft real-time, then work task creations, management of a task scheduling, the kernel services, then inter-task communication, VX works task synchronization, mutual exclusion, interrupt handling, watchdog for the task execution monitoring, timing and reference in the VX work. That all part related to the real-time operating system that we will discuss in unit number 5. Then in your mind there is a question in that which books we are trying to refer. So the best book for textbook for the embedded system of this subject is Shibu by Shibu KV. Name of that book is the Introduction to the Embedded System by the Tata McGraw-Hill, and author name is KV Shibu. Okay, and apart from that, if you try to use another books, Indian author books, so we can use the Rajkamal Embedded System by the author Rajkamal of again the Tata McGraw-Hill publications. That is also the proper books, textbooks or reference book for this embedded system. If you again see the significance of this embedded system, in that normally there is a common misconception that it is all about the writing of C code. So it is not. If you see the syllabus properly, बहुत लोगों को गलत फहमी होती है कि वही मेडिकल सिस्टम बहुत डिफिकल्ट सब्जेक्ट है, इसमें बहुत सारी प्रोग्रामिंग्स है, अपने को आएगा कि नहीं आएगा, तो डोंट बॉदर about that programming. Just follow my methods, just listen my video carefully. You definitely understand the basic concept of embedded system, and you also cover the maximum to maximum marks in the subject, and you also clear your basic concept. That was the important part. Okay, so don't really bother about this subject. I will be there. Okay. Another significance of this is that it is a combination of the advanced electronic and expert mechanical designing with the sound programming. That is the basic programming. Normally क्या होता है कि आप लोगों के माइंड में ये आ जाता है मिसकंसेप्शन कि भाई एम्बेडेड सिस्टम में बहुत सारी प्रोग्रामिंग होती है, अपने को डिफिकल्ट जाएगा वगैरह वगैरह. तो जस्ट चिल, मेरे मेथड फॉलो कीजिए, उससे आपके बेसिक कंसेप्ट क्लियर हो जाएंगे इजीली. जैसे ही बेसिक कंसेप्ट क्लियर हो जाते हैं, आपको कौन से भी प्रोग्रामिंग, कौन सा भी क्वेश्चन, कोई भी पार्ट डिफिकल्ट नहीं जाएगा, ये मेरा आपसे वादा है. बट फॉलो माई ट्रिक्स, जस्ट सी द वीडियो प्रॉपर and understand the concept. Okay, also there is again a certain significance that is already what is this embedded system is. This embedded system, it is designing the embedded hardware, designing of firmware in supporting language, integrating the hardware and firmware, and testing the functionality. This was the important part, that what is this embedded, what we had. Okay, this is all about the embedded system, and in the next video we try to start the unit number 1. Okay, so this is the introductory part of that embedded system subject. We will see in the next video. Okay, thank you.